How do you go from bankruptcy to netting out over $120,000 per year? Well, days before Christmas, a truck driver from Austin, Texas reached out to me. He was in the middle of a bankruptcy, totally worn down by his trucking job, and he needed a way out. His story sounded so much like my own family's growing up. My dad drove trucks for most of his adult life till he had a heart attack. This same job keeps Joe away from his family constantly, running around just like my dad. Joe's in a bad situation. Bankruptcy totally sucks, but he doesn't just want to escape it. He wants to pay back every debt he owes. He's willing to learn and work hard and make that happen, and I have a huge amount of respect for people who want to take that level of responsibility, so that's why I'm here. I keep being told that the average person just doesn't want to work. They want handouts and they just want to coast by, but I don't believe that. If you feel different, let me know in the comment section. Do you think it's a generational issue? With more and more owner-operators retiring every day, I think it's super essential for younger people to step up to these kinds of opportunities. So let's dive into Joe's story right now. Joe spent a month calling every car wash owner in the area till he found someone who was motivated and ready to sell at the right price. It's a fully manual 9-bay location that wasn't running when he took it over. Because of his mechanical background and the internet and a willingness to learn, Joe had this place almost running when I came to visit. He was just waiting on one final permit, which he has now. My team and I flew down to inspect the property and help Joe build an improvement plan so he can get the location not only performing, but support his family. Joe asked not to be on camera, and I really want to respect his privacy, so we made an effort to keep him out of the camera shots. You'll still see him pointing and hear him on our conversations on site. Now take a look at what we found before we dig more into the deal itself.
You've definitely have some prior vandalism. You definitely have some issues that you've got by taking this over, but I'm not seeing, did you replace the booms here?
I did not.
So those are relatively new booms. My booms have been replaced once since the mid-90s. And these are newer than what I have in Ohio. So that's, redoing the booms and doing all of the lines and stuff, that can run you $2,500, $3,500 per bay. And that expense is already taken care of. Have you got on Facebook Marketplace yet and looked for new Laurel Valley vendors?
I have not.
$50 a piece.
Okay.
When you order this brand of auto towel, and sometimes there'll be like Mammoth brand or there'll be another brand, ask them for the sticker replacement. They'll mail you the stickers for free. You take a razor, just an X-Acto knife, strip it off, and then we go down to Ace Hardware or Walmart and then buy the stainless steel polish, Milwaukee or a DeWalt, just a cordless drill, as fast as you can get it, buff it with the stainless steel stuff. We did all of ours in an hour, and we also redid the front of our Hamilton pay station. They go from looking like this to looking brand new. I know when we redid our stickers compared to our baseline on vending products, we tripled our income.
Let's walk through the deal. Joe put $5,000 down. This gave him the business, control of the property, and a lease with an option. He has to pay $5,000 a month in rent for the real estate, but the business is his. He has the option to pay $150,000 as a down payment later for the real estate, and then he'll finance the rest over a 10-year period. This means that if he goes in, makes the repairs, and gets this location performing over the next year or two, he can pay the amount himself from the profits, he can go get a bank loan, or he can get a private investor for that down payment. When he exercises that option, those monthly lease payments become a mortgage payment. It's that simple. His sweat equity will earn him both the real estate and a great income. This is exactly the kind of opportunity that I wish my family had growing up. It would have changed everything. So I'm glad that I have a chance to pay it forward and help Joe. When we were there, he was still waiting on a backflow prevention test, so nothing was running yet. Utility companies can be very slow on inspections, so you just have to plan ahead for that. But let's look more at Joe's Car Wash and see what other opportunities this location has.
So those are the meter box faces. He's gone through and he's put crypto pay on them to take credit cards. Adding credit cards is going to add 25% to your bottom line.
I actually have been around to quite a few car washes in this town. Very, very few have.
I picked up multiple guys running pickup trucks, and since we're in Central Texas, everybody's got a pickup truck. People like running out in the dirt. And I don't know how many people I added as customers for taking credit cards because they were tired of putting $20 to $40 worth of quarters in the machine. Like, how miserable is it to load 120 quarters into one of these things just to wash your pickup truck? So this also came with a 20 by 20 by 16 pole barn, looks like. And he's wanting to rent it out to there's your reverse osmosis system. You knew that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. That's a 4 membrane system, which is 3 more than I have. So this is like a $25,000 reverse osmosis system. Holy crap. And it comes with a Barbie Jeep. I didn't see, was there water softener in there that I didn't see?
I don't know what they did with it.
You've got a brine tank
There's
right
the
here.
brine tank.
So you've got a brine tank, you got some Hamilton hoppers, you got vacuum motors.
Look at these pumps over here.
Oh my goodness,
Well,
those are from your laser wash.
The 35.
Yep, those are Cat 3535s. So they're worth, I'm not going to attempt to pick these up because this will be an easy way to throw my back out. These are about $5,000 a piece. I mean, they're older looking. You can make a good portion of your lease payment back if you wanted to sell them. This is an awesome space here. And I would expect you to be able to get, granted, I don't know the market well, but I would think $1,000 a month would be maybe on the low side.
He already have an offer for $1,000.
You already have $1,000 offer.
So let's go over the problems with this specific location. Top on my list is there's just too many manual bays for the footprint. 9 self-serve bays is absolutely ludicrous. Second of all is the traffic flow for this parking lot sucks. Granted, part of this is because they took part of the car wash and they turned it into a Dunkin' Donuts. But it's going to be very hard to stack cars up in the right traffic path in order to get the most customers possible. This is fixable, but it's going to be kind of expensive in order to develop the right traffic flow. But by removing that big dumpster out in front, Joe's going to come a long way to getting some more cars in this specific location. Third on my list is just the amount of grunt work that has to take place. There's a lot of busted hoses, a bunch of broken valves, just a lot of neglect that's taken place, along with reconnecting parts that should exist like a water softener or a reverse osmosis system. While those are certainly problems, there's also quite a few upsides to this specific car wash. Number one is it's in great shape structurally. The brickwork looked phenomenal. There's no settling cracks. I was also very, very happy with the quality and the condition of the parking lot. It was engineered perfectly. I don't see any water settling. It's just a really good parking lot as a whole. Structurally, the deal is very good. Second of all, the traffic in this spot is unbelievable. It's almost 31,000 in terms of cars per day. It's the main road in this Texas town. For reference, my car washes that I love to death that are making really good money have only 9,000 cars drive in front of them a day. That's more than 3 times what I'm personally getting. The other thing is, even though there's a lot of repairs to do, most of them are straightforward. Nothing here is going to require a lot of technical skill or help. Other than those change machines that I kind of gave him a lot of advice on, his repairs are going to be very straightforward. Even with all these pros and cons, I'm still pretty convinced that he's very well on his way to making $10,000 a month in bottom line revenue. That's net profit in his pocket at the end of each month. I'm totally convinced that Joe can handle all of this stuff and he's going to turn the profit at the end of the day. If you guys notice any quick or easy fixes, make sure you leave a comment to this video and I'll pass every single one of them on to Joe.
So that's an extra wide bay there, and that's the one I was thinking about doing an auto wash, but it would be trying to get cars out.
It would be an issue. It would suck to get them in, but the big thing is going to be is having an auto wash here will probably take you from $20,000 to $30,000 a month. And what I'd like to see you do is, since you're so mechanically inclined, and Chris from Car Wash Chronicles, they're doing the same thing that I think that a lot of operators in your situation should do that are mechanically inclined, is you can go buy a used automatic car wash for around $35,000, rebuild it yourself for $5 to $10, and for $50,000, get some buddies together, help install it. You'll have an automatic car wash system for $50,000 that'll pay itself off in 5 months. And I know it seems counterproductive, but if you could really work on your traffic flow and bring them in from that side and force them to exit over here, get your dumpster removed, which I know we've already talked about, and I know it'd suck, shutting down that bay there, missing 2 self-serve bays is not going to kill your revenue, but adding, it might take theoretically $500 away, but it'll give you $10,000 worth of extra income.
I see it.
I just talked to a guy. It's Hunter. His name's Hunter. He's in Indiana. I know I've mentioned him on YouTube before, but we had this conversation where private equity firms and these big money guys, they're going in and building these express tunnels, and they spend between $2.5 and $3.5 million for one bay. And I asked him here recently, because he's building one, and I said, it can't be cost competitive to build one. He says, Brandon, we're doing the hillbilly way. I said, okay, I want to know the hillbilly way. How much are you building it? Ground up, brand new construction. Nothing has existed there before. He's doing it for $1 million. And if he does it right, it should be a $40,000 to $50,000 per month location. So if you don't have any express tunnels, that could be another option for you. But then
That's amazing.
Traffic flow is going to be a concern. And then the financial situation. If you have to finance $250,000 and close on that the seller finance portion, it might be a hard play, or you could find the right private money partner that wants to pick up this piece of real estate for $150,000 down. Have you done a Facebook page for your car wash yet?
No.
I'll get a kid from the college and we'll do you a Facebook page. This is a CryptoPay attendant card. They're $5 a piece. You can call CryptoPay from your login screen and say, I want these cards. They're mated to your site location, and then you just swipe them and it turns the bay on for free. These are worth their weight in gold, especially if you have an attendant here, someone that cleans your lot, then that way they're not touching your money.
Yep.
You don't ever want your workers touching your money. You really don't want them touching your boxes either, because then what they'll do is they'll go in, they'll stuff a rag down your coin tube that's in there, and then they'll pull the front of it off, and they'll grab that sock full of money out. It's crazy. 1,000 ways to rob people. I am all about making sure that you do community promotions, and then, you're helping people out. But the thing is, it has to be advertised. At least you have to get press and publicity on it. Because if you don't get the press and publicity, it's not nearly worth it. Veterans Day, 4th of July.
Free, have somebody wash their car if they want.
Yeah, you could do it. And, if you get some local high school kids or whatever, you pay them $10 an hour, that kind of exposure is worth 100 times what you pay for. Is that your feather? Those are very cheap, very wonderful investments.
I'm going to get some car wash ones that I'm going to put here at the edge.
Yeah, what's really great for us is get car wash, open, we accept credit cards. I'm telling you, anytime my freaking feather banner goes out with we accept credit cards, we have 2, 3, 4 people. One day I think we had 12 people show up to the car wash. I can't believe you take credit cards. We take them for 6 months. And yet 12 people showed up one specific day, just swiping. And specifically that day they were using my automatic. Automatic, $9 a person, 12 new customers. It was $108 that we made it a day. The cost of those banners is about $150.
Right.
So we paid ourselves off in one single day.
Have these on order. Great to get that, and then
Very good.
yeah.
I am I don't know, a zealot on the labeling of these. You'll increase your revenue 10% easy. This is like a day one fix. Take 10s and 20s. Operators don't want to take 10s and 20s because they're afraid of the laundromat customers down the street taking all their quarters, which it happens all the time. But the guys that have dually pickup trucks that want to spend $40 here in cash, someone wants to spend $10 on their car, they don't have the option now unless they have a 5. The only way to spend $10 is 10 $1 bills or 2 5s or a combination.
I think I'm just going to name it Sergeant Suds, SGT, SUDS.
Yeah.
I'm only going to change the laser wash.
Yep.
I have them put a new front on the face.
And you need a mascot.
So.
Yeah, so if you're open to it, I can have one of my artists or graphic design people.
Absolutely.
You need I envision I don't know if you ever watch wrestling.
Yep.
Like WWE, WWF. Like we watched Sergeant Slaughter the other night with my kids. And there was a cartoon with Sergeant Slaughter in it, but I imagine that the cartoon guy on there with the M1 style helmet with a camo net on it.
Thought about having some decked out guy, almost like holding a rifle shooting.
Yeah.
shooting water toward the
Yeah.
car.
It would be cool as a cartoon character with like an M16 style gun, but it's shooting suds out at a car or something.
Yeah. I'm thinking about going kind of like Car Wash Chronicles. You like his color scheme?
Yeah, he's good. I like him.
What's your color scheme? The one you have on
We
your-
have, it's essentially tan and
It's a light. It's a light.
yeah,
color.
it's a light color. I like lighter colors. I don't ever want dark colors. I want lighter colors because people equate light colors with cleanliness.
I like that.
Yeah.
No car wash. I go to car washes all the time. They're all so filthy.
Yeah.
It's,
But the thing is, once you go with slightly lighter colors, you will have to maintain that quality. It's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. But you know, you've got great signage. They've already permitted it, so that's a thing that I struggle with in some municipalities. Is they come in, they do a remodel, they take the sign down, and you are never allowed to get that sign back. How is your lighting situation? Does everything work here good? The reason I ask is
some of them have been replaced.
these look like fluorescents.
Some of them have been LED replacements.
Okay.
I have bulbs on order to replace the rest
Okay.
of them.
Yeah, I would absolutely say you totally need to make sure they're LED. The reason I ask is because the better it's lit up, because you're going to run 24/7.
Yes.
Better lighting will reduce vandalism, and because this town probably has people do stuff all night long, you'll start getting people come in and wash their cars at night. Are you planning on rebuilding your vacuums, or are you going to go new?
I'm ordering 2 new ones.
Okay.
These 2 work. I'm probably gonna replace all of them
Okay.
just because, it doesn't look good.
Yeah. The vacuums that we've got that just came in for our car wash are very similar to this. And the thing that's super disappointing is to get my quarters out, I need 3 separate sets of keys. We're going from one set of keys to universal keys too. From one universal set that works for my self-serve bays, my payment kiosk, and my vacuums, to where now 3 separate sets of keys for these. Bought an abandoned car wash, and it's got $5 worth of quarters in there. It's totally worth the purchase. Nice. I would say, like, if it was me and I wanted to eke this place farther down the road with the least amount of money out of pocket, I would make sure they work, and I would get a new label for the top of them. I would remove the shampoo function. I know for us, it has been more difficult to get the shampooers working because we've got 2 of them on site, one of them on site, and a Fragramatic, than it is the vacuums. Vacuums easy to work on.
Okay.
So I'd say, for me, I'd try to remove the function. Looks like someone tried to take a pair of bolt cutters and get into it that way. Oh my goodness. I could tell you how to get the quarters out of this thing in about 2 minutes. And that is not.
Instead of going that way.
That is not taking bolt cutters and trying to cut the front face of it off. Oh my goodness. But yeah, you've got a great thing started here. Man, $5,000. Now, if we look at the high level of this deal, it's a really good fit for Joe. He's got a good mechanical background, and he isn't afraid to get his hands dirty. He's going to save so much money by doing his own repairs. While the location wasn't ready to run when we were down there, it's in business now, and he's doing a great job. We estimate at this rate he'll do roughly between $20,000 and $25,000 per month in revenue at just this location alone. So let's break those numbers down real quick. $5,000 is what's going to go towards his monthly payment on the property, and then he's going to be between $5,000 and $7,000 on other expenses like water, low-end labor, trash and garbage, electric, natural gas for hot water, taxes, insurance. But if he stays focused and he makes all the improvements that we went over while I was on my trip, I think he can clear at least $10,000 per month. That's enough money to pay off all of his debts and get back on track. He's already looking at more locations now, and we're helping him to find some financial partners in the area to help him grow his business. So if you've ever wanted to own your own car wash like this, I'm hosting a special live stream super soon. I'll show you exactly how we did it in this case, and I'll answer all of your questions. We'll have a link to the schedule down below. Joe's deal was super personal to me because of my family's history, but I think that anybody can really do this if you're willing to put in the work. Whether it's a car wash or a laundromat or some other boring type of business, I'm convinced there's opportunity everywhere. If you found value in this video, make sure you give us a like and let me know in the comments what kind of content you want to see more of. Joe's story doesn't stop here, and we'll be back to visit him in about 6 months and show you all the progress that he's made. In the meantime, if you want to stay up to date on his car wash, we'll be posting updates on our free Discord. And next week, I want to introduce you to Jacqueline. She's a 32-year-old mom who's been working in data entry for the past 10 years. She's dreamed of owning her own laundromat, and she just went under contract last week. Thanks for watching.